Thank you, Elizabeth, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to join you here today. I particularly want to thank the 2022 chair of the Colorado Association of Realtors, Matthew, and of course the CEO, Tyrone Adams. Thank you for your leadership, your commitment to supporting housing across the state of Colorado. We all know that we need more. Realtors play a really important role, especially over the last 2 years, serving as partners to not only support housing, but also support the communities that we call home. In the aftermath of the Marshall Fire, you stepped up to support individuals and families who lost everything through funding for mortgage or rental assistance and the CAR Relief Fund. You're helping homeowners, as we speak, arm themselves against future disasters through education and awareness around wildfire prevention and mitigation efforts. Every person in our state has a place they call home, no matter who or where they are. When the pandemic hit, Colorado took a balanced approach, prioritizing the health and safety of Coloradans and finding ways to reduce burdens on important economic and social activity. Colorado is proud of one of the shortest shutdown periods of any state during the pandemic and also one of the lowest death rates in the country. We worked with realtors to make open houses occur as soon as possible, keep them going throughout nearly the entire pandemic. And we also took urgent action to give Coloradans support they need to remain housed. My administration partnered with Colorado legislators to pass emergency funding for housing development grants, incentivizing local governments to clear the path for more affordable housing developments, and provided funding for non-congregate sheltering for the homeless. And we quickly developed the Emergency Housing Assistance Program and the Property Owner Assistance Program, providing relief to tenants and property owners. Now, of course, we're focused on facing the long-term housing issues that frankly our state faced before the pandemic and also faces now. It's because Colorado is a great place to live. That's a wonderful thing, and we're proud that Colorado has one of the best quality of life in the entire country. But with that growth comes increased housing prices, which can be a threat to our future success. In the last year, we're continuing to work to fund more housing. We took an important step with HB 1271, which provided incentives for local governments to ease up on housing and zone for more housing. And that's certainly been our approach. As you know, the state doesn't have the zoning authority, but we want to use everywhere we can carrots and sticks to upzone and rezone and allow for more housing to be created, especially close to where jobs are, reducing the need for commute and costly roads. Regulatory barriers impede housing development. Construction and land costs, permitting fees, tap fees, timing delays, and approval process. These all contribute to the high cost of housing. And HB 1271 helps us tackle these challenges, but of course we need to do a lot more. I want to thank the real estate community for your role in passing that legislation, your input, your creativity, your support. We're getting closer to transformational change in housing. And now with more than $400 million in federal funding that we hope to multiply by partnering with private developers, local communities, businesses, nonprofits, we really can make an even bigger impact on increasing the supply of housing in Colorado. And that includes things like support for local infrastructure grants, support for high-tech innovations like modular homes, 3D printed homes, bolstering supply of housing on the entire continuum, encouraging upzoning, workforce housing, increased home ownership opportunities, not just rentals. With Colorado's rising housing costs, becoming a first-time homeowner has become harder. And that's why it's important and wonderful to celebrate the work that Colorado Realtors are doing with organizations like Habitat for Humanity to develop solutions that break down the barriers for home ownership and wealth creation for many Coloradans. You're stepping up, forging relationships, increasing capacity. I want you to know the state shares your goals and works right alongside you. We have an opportunity to continue building on our important work to increase the supply of housing in the great state of Colorado. My late grandmother, June Polis, was a realtor in upstate New York, in Peekskill. I've shared the story with some of you in the past. And what she loved about her work in the 1950s and 60s and 70s is that every time she sold a home, it was really about that family and really envisioning that family had a forever place and all the joy that home would bring them for decades to come. And she really shared that joy with me as she went on to her next career in sales for our family company, Blue Mountain Arts, one that she mentored me in as I joined her in trade shows across the country, hearing many great stories about her days as a realtor in Peekskill. I would add at that time, and it's hard to believe how far we've come, but she would always share that she was one of very few female realtors in the 1950s. Very male-dominated field, and she said at that point in time, she was actually the only female realtor in Peekskill. I, like you, want to ensure that Colorado remains a place where anyone can build a career, grow a family, build a life, enjoy our great state. And housing is very much at the center of that. Thank you to the Colorado Association of REALTORs, your critical partners. I know we're going to continue to work closely to make housing more affordable across our entire state. Thank you.